Hello, my name is Cyndi Upthegrove. I was involved in developing the Highline Heritage Museum. And we want to speak for a moment or two about having a LEED rating on our building. LEED means Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design. And so it's LEED. And many people see that but don't know what it means. What it means is that there's a focus on green construction and green design prior to building the building, but it doesn't have ratings for after the building's built. You obtain your LEED design for your planning. And so a LEED rating is a planning exercise. And a number of years ago, when we first decided at the Highline Historical Society that we were going to have a LEED rating for our building, our architects at that time put together a focus group, sort of a charrette, that included the people who could help us come up with this planning document. And it included a mechanical engineer, an electrical engineer, the architects for the building, our museum building committee. And we spent more than a morning going over what LEED was and what we would need to do to make a LEED building. And as it turned out, we did not build that exact building. At a later date, we decided to restore the building that we're in now. But we had already, as an organization, done a LEED charrette. So as we had a new architect, we passed over, I passed over the documents that we had put together because it showed the organization's commitment to environment and energy, green environment and green energy. And I passed it over to the new architect. He knew about LEED. When we were interviewing new architects, we asked them questions about how they felt about LEED, and he had been selected for his commitment to a LEED building. Another thing that was important is that you cannot obtain public funding in Washington State without a commitment to a LEED rating, and they come in 4 ratings. The lowest is a certificate, then the next is silver, then the next is gold, and the best is platinum. So this building was designed to be LEED silver, and that's where they went. It had to do with the kind of glazing in the windows, the kind of materials that were put into building the building, from the carpeting to the insulation, that were environmental and clean, to a commitment from the people that work there that we as a board of trustees demanded that you have a commitment to being green. Taking care of our community is something a museum does. A museum needs to be known as a LEED facility because we take care of the objects and memories of the community, but we stand as a tribute to a better world. It's our job to make a commitment to the future and to conserving it. So we felt that having a LEED building was something that we really needed to do.
I'm Pat Patterson, and I'm with Clark Architects, the firm that was responsible for the design of the Highline Heritage Museum. And one of my principal roles on the project was the construction and project manager. And within that role, one of my duties was making certain that the project met the criteria for a green building, and specifically LEED Gold. The primary reason to be a green building is, of course, to reduce the carbon footprint of the construction process of the building and also the building itself going forward. And there are a number of ways to get a LEED certification, and the main criteria we focused on are kind of as follows. First of all, we demolished an existing building. So much of the debris and salvage was recycled. For example, there was a lot of concrete rubble that we were able to recycle. There was some brick, quite a bit of brick, and a lot of wood scrap, and all that was recycled along with metal scrap. All that was taken to a local recycler. And then secondly, a large percentage of the materials used in the construction of the building contained recycled materials itself, such as the crushed concrete, again, coming back from the place where we took the salvage. We get the crushed concrete back and used it in the site as fill material. And there was quite a bit of recycled metal, nearly 30% in the structural steel of the building, and also in the pen decking, that's the roofing that's on top. And many of the building products were certified also regional materials, and that is that the raw materials for the final product were harvested within a 500-mile radius of the building, museum building. For example, the rock for the concrete came out of a local pit. The bricks itself were made locally, and the lumber came from trees in a nearby forest. The glues and paints also had to meet a low VOC content, and the VOC means volatile organic compounds. So for example, all the adhesive and paints used on the project were latex based. And then lastly, the functions of the building itself, the mechanical, electrical, and plumbing had to meet an efficiency energy consumption basis. And the rooftop heaters, for example, and the air conditioning units were all very highly efficient. All the lighting is LED, and the plumbing fixtures are all low water use consumption. And the building at the end also underwent an enhanced commissioning, which means that we hired an outside engineer to come in and verify that all the components of the building were functioning as designed. So all of this criteria that I mentioned had to be thoroughly documented throughout the duration of the project. And at the end of the construction, all of this documentation was compiled and sent off to the state, and where they reviewed it for accuracy and completeness. And we finished the building in 2018, I believe. However, we received our official certification in just September of 2020, last year. So that gives you an idea of how painstaking the process is in order to achieve the green building. So we're very proud that we're able to achieve that. And going forward, it looks like it's going to be a wonderful place for a museum. Thank you.